to what ifs, to beast and my beast what ifs. If you're new to this channel, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and road to 350 subscribers. I know we can do that. So let's just start turning on notifications and let's go. You're probably like, bro, chill. You need a rest. I'm like, dude, I actually wrote way too much script, so yeah. So yeah, I kind of have a problem now. I wrote way too much scripts, so understand how I do it. And since I put it in my binder for today, everyone's for today. So yeah, you get it now. So we start this what if with the time skip. And you're probably like, how do we start this what if off? Well, 1 year passed and Naruto and Ino started to let's just say they're 13. Naruto and Ino started dating. Yes, I'm doing Naruto and Ino shit. And then for excuse me, you didn't hear that. You guys did not hear that, did you? And for the Ambu, most Naruto creators on Ambu. We got our boy Naruto shipped with Tamari. Yeah. Tamari is gonna be shipped with Naruto, and Shikamaru gonna get Hinata. Yeah, and you get the whole drift. So yeah, Naruto and start dating. So as we start this what if off with Naruto sitting down at a table. Naruto coming in as Naruto trained a bit and came to the academy early for Naruto. This is the graduation exams, even though I feel like speeding through it. We start off with the class as everyone sits down, settles down. As Ruka says, we're gonna be starting the graduation today. As he then tells everyone that they should go outside as they do sparring. Naruto finally says, finally I can break out of my shell to win the sparring. As Naruto gets put up against Sasuke as usual. He gets put up against Sasuke as they start. Azuka says start as Azuka tells everyone to come outside. As Naruto, everyone there comes. Azuka then starts to go through names and people starts coming up until it reaches Sasuke Uchiha versus Naruto Uzumaki. Azuka sighs, knowing that this fight is gonna be probably one-sided. As they step in, all the students are laughing and like, Naruto, as Sasuke steps in and says, Naruto, quit now. As Naruto's like, why should I? As Sasuke then says, because I did not only say so, and because you're gonna lose. As Naruto's like, we'll see about that. As Ruka says, start, looking pretty down. As Sasuke says, Naruto, I give you one last chance, quit and leave the academy and not become a disgrace to the whole entire village. As Naruto then just looks at Sasuke with the slit blue sapphire eyes, as he then just says, I'd like you to say that again. As Naruto's like, okay, Okay, you seem pretty cocky, Uchiha. As then Sasuke runs, as then Naruto then opens his eyes. His sapphire eyes start glowing real bright, as then a tiny spark appears. And Naruto says, well, you see, every time you defeated me, I've been training really hard. Well, as then Naruto says, well, you see, I guess it's time for me to stop faking as a graduate, time for me to stop faking. As Naruto then just rips off his clothes, then just rips off his orange clothes, and then he does a hand sign, poofing them and making them into his normal entire a black hoodie sweater with the Uzumaki symbol, a white shirt that has the Uzumaki symbol as well that's inside, and black pants with bandages on bandages on Naruto, like black sweatpants with bandages on Naruto ankle, and the normal ninja kunai holding pouch, and then he has a mask over his face. You see, I'm not the cocky brat from before. And secondly, you cannot fight me. Sasuke then says, what's with the mask? First of all, what's with the mask? Stop trying to look cool, as Naruto's like, stop trying to look cool, drop the mask, we all know your face. As Naruto then shakes his head and says, well, well, I have been, since I've been in the academy and using a transformation genjutsu, that was not actually my real face. Yeah, that was actually Naruto's real face, but he's trying to make himself mysterious. As everyone's like, wait, what? As they see Naruto's entire, as Naruto then says, now time to show you my real power. As Sasuke then says I should defeat Naruto and show that Uchiha great, and go on to kill my brother. As Sasuke then says, I can defeat you. As Naruto then just stands there while Sasuke goes into a fighting stance. As Naruto looks at Iruka, one question, is this a fight? Like, can you use ninjutsu? As Iruka says, no. Like, can you use ninjutsu that will not hurt anyone, that will just knock out the opponent? As Iruka says, yes. As Naruto says, okay. As he smirks, and then there's a spark, of sort of like 100 birds chirping around Naruto, as Naruto starts getting lightning around himself, and everyone is just surprised as lightning is around. Then lightning goes a bit to his eyes as he dashes towards Sasuke. As Sasuke manages to move on in time, and he's like, that's your jutsu? That's weak. As Naruto goes bolting and hits a boulder, a ginormous boulder that's usually there. As soon as he hits the boulder, the whole entire thing breaks. The whole entire boulder breaks, and then there's a huge destruction, leaving massive trees gone. As Naruto then just pants, and then he goes, Stage 3, Stage 5, as he disappears even more faster, running towards Sasuke. As Sasuke just looks around and sees tiny sparks, as Naruto appears right in front of Sasuke, ready to kick him, as Sasuke blocks it with his arm, which sends him flying, as he then says, damn it, not enough! As Naruto yells, Stage 10, as he dashes even more and more faster, towards Sasuke with his whole entire hair almost turning blue. With his own entire hair almost turning blue to his infinity as he keeps attacking left, right, destroying stones. As the Naruto does hand signs, he says, lightning style, lightning shockwave. As he then puts his hand on the ground, creating an electricity spark sent towards Sasuke, which Naruto jumps up and throws kunai, and then he then puts wired strings like those thin iron ones. As he then puts his hand on one of the kunai after doing that, and he says, lightning style, streaming, lightning style, lightning stream. As he puts his hand on a kunai, sending a ginormous stream of lightning that was surging around that shocked Sasuke a bit. As Sasuke jumped up in the air, as Naruto dashed, kicked Sasuke down and says, multi-shadow clone jutsu. As he then says, Naruto Uzumaki. Direct. As Naruto says, dragon style taijutsu. Not dragon style. Dragon, the roar of the dragon, as he knocks Sasuke, making him cough up blood. As Sasuke falls to the ground, as he then gets up, as Naruto rushes towards Sasuke in blinding speed. Even Aruka barely sees him, as then he pops up right behind Sasuke, and the sword poofs in his back, as he then uses the hilt of the sword and knocks Sasuke right out. As then Sasuke poofs, as Naruto then sees Sasuke around, Sasuke then yells out fire style, fireball jutsu. As Naruto dashes, blinding speeds, avoids the fireball, and literally pops up right behind Sasuke. Sasuke then looks and says, I have you. Then after he flips over, grabs Naruto and does somewhat try to kick him down, as he then kicks Naruto up in the air and vanishes and kicks Naruto down. As Ino just says, oh Naruto, as Sakura's like, Ino, what the flip are you thinking? That's the loser. Why would you say, oh Naruto? He's like, eat the. As then Naruto disappears again and absolutely puts his sword back in the sheath, and with the sword on his sheath, goes and smacks Sasuke at the back of his neck, making his eyes roll up and him falling down, knocked out, as Naruto appears back, as he then walks away. And a conscious Sasuke lays on the field, with multiple craters and a fire ensuing, as he puts the sword on his back, as he just walks, as he winks at Ino, and Ino blushes. As Sakura looks at Ino, and all the girls look at Ino, Sakura bumps Ino, and she's like, ooh, it looks like someone has a boyfriend. As Ino says, shut up, Ino says, shut up to Sakura just looks at Naruto. Hinata's friends with Ino, as Hinata bumps Ino on the shoulder and says, it looks like somebody has a boyfriend. As Ino just says, shut up, Hinata. As Sakura then, everyone is astonished at what Naruto just did. He knocked the ever-living, how do I put this without saying a curse? How do I put this? Daylights out of Sasuke. Like, imagine getting all the air knocked out of you. Yeah, that. Yeah, just imagine that. Just imagine getting slapped through your face by your mom if you're African. Just imagine this ginormous rock knocking you out. Like, just imagine that. No, imagine a ginormous, not really, I don't know. Just imagine a slap, one slap, and Sasuke's out. Like, just imagine that. As then Naruto then walks to the back of the line as Aruka goes and starts performing basic medical ninjutsu and wakes Sasuke up by pouring cold water on him. By doing a water style jutsu on Sasuke. As Sasuke then wakes up and he's like, as he then says, what happened? As then Sasuke is like, as then Aruka then says, I declare, as Aruka say, Naruto Uzumaki is the winner. As Sasuke grabs his fist, tightens his fist and goes and says, Naruto. Stops him and says, what do you want, Sasuke? Looking at Sasuke, as Sasuke then says, teach me that lightning style jutsu. Oh yeah, by the way, Naruto, oh yeah, one thing, Naruto had already met Kurama. Flashback. Training. Naruto exhausted himself as he wakes up in a sewer and he's like, where am I? As he walks towards the light and sees and senses something. As he then looks at a cage and he's like, odd. As he then goes up to the cage and sees a tag as it looks like a small tag as Naruto rips it off to read it as a hand touches him and he's like, who the flip are you? As he sees the fourth Hokage as the Hokage grabs him back as Naruto's like, oh shoot, who are you? As he activates his lightning cloak and rushes at the man. The man activates his and rushes at him and says, Naruto, don't rip that tag off. As the Nine Tails is like, bro, the Nine Tails says, Minito, calm down. He was only trying to read it. As Kushina also appears, as Naruto's like, who the flip are you? As Minito then says, my name is Minito Namikaze. I'm your father, Naruto. As Naruto's like, whoa, as Naruto says, okay. Okay, please don't tell me I'm trapped in a dream where I think I'm in Star Wars. as as uh, as Minito says, no, I'm not Darth Vader. As then Naruto then says, if you're my father, as he then hugs him and then says, so who was he? As he then points at Kurama, is he a family pet who was here as well? Like, did you literally seal your chakra in a family pet in here? And why is he giant? as then Kurama's like, boy, Naruto's like, then who is he? Like, is he a family friend whose chakra was sealed in here? As then Minato's like, no, I sealed him here to protect you. Since we're chakra, we're weak. We can't really go outside to the real world and defend you and protect you. So he's the main person who protects you. And he's like, as Naruto then walks up to the cage and says, thank you very much. As then he's like, may I ask your name? As he says, my name is the Nine Tails. He's like, my name is, you can call me the Nine Tails. As he says, Kurama says, I'm the Great Nine-Tailed Fox. As Naruto says, Great Nine-Tailed Fox is just a mere title. Great Nine-Tailed Fox is not a name. It's a title. Tell me your real name. As Kurama says, so he cut up to it. My real name is Kurama. Kurama? Like, let me guess. If you don't have a last name, as the Nine Tails shakes his head and says, no, I don't. As Naruto says, okay then, I'll just call you Kurama, Mr. Kurama. As he then looks at him and he's like, why is he stuck behind a cage? He's like, because Minito then says, yeah, he meets Minito along in this. As Minito then says, to stop him from taking over, and he's like, taking over? As Naruto then says, he didn't even do anything. Like literally, he had many chances to take over my body. Like, first of all, he did save me during that villager's attack. He could have leaked his chakra, linked up with me, and put some lame excuse and also suppressed your chakra with his, and put some random lame excuse, and then probably get me turn on you, and then turn on you too, Mom, and also then rip off the tag and he can have take over my body, snap like that, but he didn't. As Minito then says, but I don't care what he says, Dad. He's a good dude. Let him free. As Naruto pops the seal open, as Kurama walks out, he walks out of the seal as Minito jumps in trying to protect Naruto. Naruto just says, I can protect myself. Plus, this is my mindscape. As they're like, how can you? I can tell, I can see my memories right there. Ino taught me that. And then Minito and Kushina asks, who's Ino? And then Naruto says, well, she's my girlfriend. As 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 Kushina and Minito look at Naruto, it's like, yo, what now? Yeah, she literally taught me everything about the mind. There's always a place you can indicate if that's your mindscape or not. If there's no teleportation or some kind of indication, then that's not. You're stuck in a genjutsu. As then, Minito starts having flashbacks of Kushina teaching him that. As Kushina then walks up to Naruto and says, Naruto, is she good? Like, do you love her? And then Naruto says, of course I do. Then why the else would I date her? As then Kurama then says, yeah, you do a lot of stuff. And Naruto then says, okay, wait, you look into my personal life? It's like, yeah, and you kinda did a lot of stuff when you were at our house 3 days ago. As Naruto's like, don't bring that up. It was just only us talking. As then Kushina's like, Kurama, show me the clip. As then Kurama shows her the clip of Naruto and sitting and talking with each other. And then kissed each other and left. And Naruto then just blushes as he remembers walking into Ino's room. Yeah, walking in on Ino, and he blushes and left. As Kushina then looks at Naruto, and he's like, well, I guess there's no other feelings but embarrassness. But though, Naruto, if you do break her heart, I will come after you. I mean, I will rip myself out of this mindscape or pop out and come back and rip it from you. As Naruto gulps as he gulps as they then see Naruto then start to sob, and he's like, well, I guess your chakra are fading. You're probably wondering, how does Naruto know about this? He's a good sensory type. As Minito's like, whatever you do, don't break her heart, first of all. Become the best shinobi. Thirdly, when you're 18, maybe think about settling down, Kushina says. And also, if you are of age, go to the house. And she hands him a scroll that then appears on his hand at the real world. He's like, that's filled with some stuff. And I want you to give this to Ino when you guys are still good. As Kushina makes a ring in the real world as Naruto blushes, and he's like, as Naruto then starts sobbing, he's like, I'll never forget. As yeah, that's how I met Kurama. As Naruto then looks at Sasuke at the end of the flashback. As then Naruto walks up and Sasuke is like, "Don't you dare ignore me. I know you that jutsu can be taught. Teach me that." As Naruto then stops, as he then says, one question to everyone here, to all the people, right? One question, one question, one question, Shikamaru. Yeah? What do you want, Naruto? As Shikamaru says, waking up, as he's like, Shikamaru Choji, is it true? First of all, I can't teach you the jutsu because I can't. Thirdly, I can't teach you a clan. First of all, is because I can't teach you a clan jutsu. First of all, I can't teach you. Why? Because it's law. As then they're like, as then Sasuke's like, what law? There's no law saying you can't teach me a jutsu. It's law. I can't teach you a jutsu if you're not from the if since you're an Uchiha and you're not from the exact clan I come from, you're not from my clan, you are not allowed to learn the jutsu. And secondly, it's only reserved for my clan. And secondly, people outside the clan cannot perform it. If you try performing it, even though you get massive amount of chakra, you still die of chakra exhaustion. As Naruto says, as he also says, and secondly, you need a special type of Kege Genkai, or sort of like Kege Genkai, or drag, which you need some kind of power that only comes from my clan, called the drag. You need something. You need to have dragon mode. That was my dragon mode, lightning. My dragon kin is technically is a friendly lightning dragon that I was born with. This type of weird ability allows me to use lightning and can make it channel through my body. Even if a lightning strikes me, I'll still survive with no cause. It depends. If I have lightning, if I awaken this, and it depends if I start getting fire surrounding me. If I get lightning, that means you're mainly responsive to lightning. No lightning jutsu affect you or anything. The only jutsu that affect you are wind and various other elements. Fire, you're immune to fire. It goes on like that. So I cannot teach you that technique unless you come from my clan. So, skedaddle. Find someone else. As he walks off, as Iruka then says, "Wait, Naruto. If I heard you correctly, did you say lightning? Did you say lightning dragon?" As then Iruka is shivering and saying, "Don't tell me you're from that clan." "Yes, I am. The clan that left at the clan that left the day 3 days after the Nine Tails attack. Yes, I'm from that one." As he then says, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, you must report to the Hokage's office. You must report to the Hokage's office. You have to report to the Hokage office. Since your clan left, you're the only one left of their clan, and you're supposed to report there. Not only that, no other member is supposed to come back since they betrayed the Leaf, so I'm supposed to bring you to the Hokage's office for you to get your clan to come back. As Naruto says, whispering, and almost every Chunin knows that Naruto's actually the heir to the clan, and he's like, even though I'm the heir to the clan, head of my own clan, I will still not allow the Leaf to control it. That's actually what I'm saying. As Iruka then says, "Well, whatever." As he then says, "Well, whatever. It's your own clan. I can't do anything about it." As everyone just looks at him and says, looks confused as Naruto and says, "What, you haven't heard of the Namikaze clan?" As they all draw drops, Sasuke's like, Namikaze? Namikaze clan. The clan who's famously known for having famously known for looking like dragons when they could transform into using a certain type of jutsu. They have this weird thing where their body are naturally immune to what element their dragon element is. And no other human is able to do dragon elements. They can also transform into dragons if they're complete masters. As Naruto nods, as he then walks off. Shikamaru exclaims, as everyone is like, why is you scared? As people who are part of clans are just shivering. As they're like, why you scared? As then after we see Sasuke sitting on his bomb shivering, and he's like, he could be a part of that clan. As Sasuke then speaks up, I'm shocked why nobody knows this. Kiba says that. Kiba speaks up. I'm sorry, because since nobody knows this and only clan people and only clansmen, people who are part of clans know this, Naruto Namikaze Uzumaki is a death wit. Kiba says that clan is responsible. That clan is responsible for strategically massacring a whole entire stone or one member of that exact clan was able to massacre 40,000 stone shinobi in 1 second, which was the fourth Hokage was a part of that clan, and Naruto is the heir, meaning he controls a whole entire clan. That if he was pissed, he could actually rain terror on the whole entire leaf. As Naruto says, the Kiba exclaims the terror part. And Naruto's heir to the most powerfulest clan in the world. As all the students are scared, as they're like, what do you mean, massacre? Back in the third Great Shinobi War, there was a fight between the stone and the leaf. The leaf was almost winning, so Namikaze clan decided to go out and sent their members, as one member was able to destroy an entire stone 40,000 strong unit in 1 second in just a blink of an eye. That's what a shinobi told everyone. As everyone starts remembering the history books and starts shivering even more, exclaiming that Naruto is a part of a dangerous clan. As then the Hokage poofs into existence and says, as then he looks at the kids and then he tells them, while his parents are all their parents are right behind them, as then they all nod as they have sweats on them, on their faces, and then the Hokage says, well, the truth is, everyone, Naruto is actually the heir to that clan. Not only that, he controls a force mighty enough to even destroy a village if he wanted to. Not only that, there's also one thing. You guys cannot be allowed to tell anyone. This is an SSS class secret. S-class secret? What does that mean? This secret is punishable. If you tell anyone like civilians and they get them scared, this secret is very punishable. Since you guys are not adults and we're just being lightweighted, if you do that, you'll be stripped of your rank and not be able to become a ninja. And you'll have to go there, then your memories have to be wiped. And you'll be stripped of rank of ninja. As everyone gulps, as then the Hiruzen then says, first of all, Naruto won't actually attack the Hidden Leaf. As Naruto then says, there's no need to be scared anyway. As secondly, the Makaze clan are only at peace right now. They're just outside the village staying there. Like they're border patrol. They're still somewhat a part of the Hidden Leaf. They're sort of like border patrol. They just guard the border. As everyone nods, knowing that Naruto's actually not the real head of the clan yet, so they're pretty still surprised that Naruto was able to defeat Sasuke, as Naruto just walks off and says, that's the exact reason I can't teach you anything, Sasuke. As he walks away. As we then skip the next day after the flashback ends. As Naruto is sitting at a seat that's right beside Sasuke. As Sasuke is sitting there, who's just sitting there chilling. As Sasuke is sitting there, as Naruto sits down and puts his head on his arms and just feels like going to sleep. As a dash goes on while Ino and Sakura, Ino is not in love with Sasuke, but Sakura is racing her to class. Ino is trying to get there to get the first seat. Sakura thinks she's going to get Sasuke as she's actually trying to get the first seat right beside Naruto. As as the door bursts open, as then Sakura then stops, as Ino then stops as well and says, as Ino says, hi Naruto-kun, as Sakura says, hi Sasuke-kun, and she's like, as all the girls look at them, as Sakura's like, may I sit beside you? As all the girls are like, wait, you can't sit a girl stands up and says, you can't sit beside Sasuke-kun. I came first. As then a ton of girls are trying to to sit beside Sasuke, while Ino is trying to get to sit beside Naruto. As Sakura then goes and wins the fight and says, Naruto, get out of the seat. As Ino was about to go and rip Sakura to shreds and try to stop herself from killing her, as Naruto gives her the look, don't kill her. As then Naruto says, why should I? 'Cause I said so. Well, I don't see no name on the seat, so I don't have any rights to move. And Sakura starts yelling and she grabs Naruto, as Naruto then trips her as she falls down. As Naruto says, sorry, you slipped on a banana, pointing at a banana peel that he dropped. As Sakura gets pissed and tries to punch him, but then gets swept off her feet by Ino. I think you slipped on another banana, pointing at another banana. As Ino just sits beside Naruto, as Sakura tries her hardest to try to beat up Naruto, but gets herself insanely shocked. And she sits atop the decks above as Naruto and Ino are just discussing things. As Naruto kisses Ino, saying hi, as everyone is surprised. As everyone's jaw drops flat. As then a kid says, no way, how can Naruto be dating Ino? As Naruto's like, what? So what, you didn't know? As Hinata's like, ooh, I was right, as Ino says, Hinata. As she blushes in embarrassment. As Hinata just laughs. Oh yeah, and the kids, they're not afraid of Naruto. They're still not afraid of him. They still hate him. As Aruka walks in and says, well, I guess it's time for the team selection as everyone head perks up as Naruto is just sitting there, just chilling, just the bored expression. The bored expression. As Aruka then says, well, it's time for the team selection. As he starts to scroll through names, as he then goes to say Team 7, as Ino still remains on Team 10, but still meets Naruto after missions. As Naruto says, Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto, as the Hokage, put a genjutsu over the kids to make it seem like it was not real, but in reality it was. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. As Naruto's face turns from normal to depressed and sad and annoyed. As he then looks behind him as Sakura jumps, tries to kick Ino, but Naruto catches her bridal style. As he then puts her back, as Sakura jumps to Sasuke, as Sasuke just dodges as Sakura hits her face on the table, on the desk, making a loud thud, as Naruto then sweat drops. As Sakura says, I'm finally with you, Sasuke. True love really prevails, she yells, as Naruto ignores it. As then Aruka says, it was really nice training you all. I hope you find Grids' section have a good time in your ninja career and become the strongest ninja and prove that that class of Ruka is the best. That's all the students say yes in response. As Aruka then has tears of joy seeing his students starting to create the first step of becoming shinobi. As Naruto sighs as the team selection happens, as Kurenai comes, Naruto kisses goodbye as Ino says okay as she runs off, as she goes with Kurenai. As then that happens as then Kiba, who saw that, is pretty you're dating Naruto? As Kiba, who saw that, as he says, wait, you're dating Naruto? As Ino says, yeah. As no, that's not what happened. As Naruto just stays and just waits, as we skip 3 hours into the future as Kakashi arrives to see Team 7 as Sakura yells out, You're late, sensei. As Kakashi says, sorry about that. I was lost in the path of life. As Naruto's sweat drops in his head, he's like, seriously, that's the best excuse he could come up with? As he then says, go up to the roof. You guys are rather boring. As then Naruto then just looks at Kakashi. As then Kakashi says, go up to the roof. As Naruto disappears in pure lightning. And then appears back where Kakashi is, shocking Kakashi to see Naruto appear with lightning. As we skip 1 hour later to see Sakura and Sasuke coming up the stairs, exhausted, as Naruto then looking at them and he's like, what took you guys so long? As Kakashi is still sitting at Naruto, how can he? As he remembers how the Hokage, or gets a flashback, Hokage's office. So, Kakashi, you're gonna have this team. Naruto Uzumaki. You're gonna have Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki, the dead last. Naruto Uzumaki, known as the dead last. As he's like, oh, that's fun. As Naruto actually asks the Hokage to change his picture, as he looks to see Naruto, as he then says yes. The reason why Naruto's is the dead last is because his abilities are unknown. His abilities unknown. His abilities, as Kakashi checks and he's like abilities, lightning style usage, jutsu rank, S rank, taijutsu rank, S rank, mid jonin, kenjutsu, unknown, speed, high jonin to low kage, skills, high tuning to mid jonin. Yeah, Naruto's a bit OP. Strength defense level, unknown. Clan, Namikaze, as his eyes widen. And he's like, is he? Yes, he's Minato and Kushina's son. As then Kakashi says, then why is he known as the dead last? He literally has taijutsu who's superior to mine. His speed is high jonin to mid kage. And secondly, his jutsu rank is S rank. Taijutsu is high tuning to mid jonin. Kenjutsu unknown. And she's like, I don't know why he's known as the dead last. Hiruzen says that's his records for the final exams. These are his records for the whole entire year in the academy. As Kakashi reads through, chakra control, D, poorly. Taijutsu, D. Genjutsu, D. It just has a lot of F's. As he's like, what? As he then says, it turns out Naruto has been hiding his true potential for years and showed his actual colors in the exam. As Kakashi then looks at Naruto, as Naruto then says, huh, are you okay? Kakashi sensei? As Kakashi opens his eye and says, yeah, as he then says, well, you were oddly looking at me pretty much, are you okay? As Kakashi says, wait, how do you know my name? As he then pulls out a book and opens it to page 200 and says, Kakashi of the Sharingan, Lee Shinobi, Clan, Hatake, Abilities, Sharingan, and Copy Jutsu. As he then shows it to Kakashi, as Sasuke is like, you're the Kakashi Hatake? As he then says, yes, teach me every single one of your jutsu. As Kakashi's sweat drops, as Naruto says, don't listen to him. He tried to get me to teach him all my jutsu after I defeated him back in the Genin exams. As Sasuke's like, shut up, dope. As Sakura says, shut up, dope. As Naruto's like, I don't know why you're talking, Sakura. Like, bro, why are you talking, Sakura? You're literally weak. As Sakura says, I'm not. In a defensive tone, in an angry tone, as Sakura then looks away as Naruto's like, huh, you know I'm right. Don't play funny. As Kakashi then says, well, introduce yourselves. As Kakashi then says, as Sakura says, give us an example. You go first. As Kakashi then sweat drops. Kakashi says, my name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes, none of your business. My dislikes, none of your business. My goals, none of your business. My hobbies, none of your business. As Sakura's like, you literally told us nothing but your name. As Kakashi says, how about you, Pinky? Referring to Sakura. As she growls, Sakura Haruno. My likes? She looks at Sasuke. My dislikes? My goal is to get someone to marry me. As he looks at Sasuke, as then she says, my hobbies is watching Sasuke. As Sasuke says, wait, what? As he then says, my dislikes. My dislike is Ino Pig and her boyfriend Naruto. And Naruto's like, well, you didn't have to make it that sudden. You didn't have to tell me that. It kind of hurt. As he says in a sarcastic tone as Sakura glares at him. Well, how about you, Emo? As Sasuke says, how dare you call me that? I'm Uchiha. I'm an elite Uchiha. As Sakura says, yeah, take that back. As Naruto then starts giggling and he's like, as Sakura's like, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing at an elite Uchiha? He's like, Emo, nice one. As he's writing in a notebook. As Naruto then closes the book and he just says, continue. As Naruto closes the book and says, continue. As Sasuke rolls his eyes and says, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. My dislikes, I dislike a lot of things. My likes is training. My hobby, training. My goal, no. Goal is not a goal. Because I'm gonna make it a reality. It's more like an ambition. I'm gonna kill a certain someone. As Kakashi in his head, he's like, even the path of hatred, doesn't always end well, kid. He says in his head. As he then looks at Naruto, how about you, blonde emo? As Naruto then glares at Kakashi. As Kakashi gulps, as Naruto's like, hi, my name's Naruto Uzumaki. You probably know my likes training on mastering my jutsus. My dislikes, people who use their names to gain fame, who act emo and only seek vengeance and boss you around to teach them something while they're not even learning anything but just asking you to teach them. My goal is not a goal at all. It's an ambition. Naruto says. As Sasuke's like, hey, you copying me. I'm not copying like the dude who's seeking vengeance. I seek both vengeance on the man who killed my parents, and I seek to destroy and be powerful, even more powerful than all 5 Kage combined. As Naruto chuckles. As Sasuke looks at Naruto and is like, oh, that man is a certain Uchiha. That man who killed my parents is a certain Uchiha. Who possesses the Sharingan. I'm gonna kill him. The exact man who killed my parents. As Kakashi's sweat drops and he's like, you seek vengeance too? As Naruto's like, I don't seek vengeance like how that so-called elite Uchiha does. I seek vengeance. I seek to find the man and know why he killed my brother. Naruto looks down, he just chuckles and says, I seek to find why. I seek to find. I don't seek vengeance. No, Naruto says I don't seek vengeance. No. Mine is not vengeance. Mine is to see why exactly did he kill my mother. And who is the true person behind my true mother, who's the exact person who ordered him to do that. And secondly, asking why. As Kakashi's like, so you're not trying to kill him, you're just trying to get answers. Exactly. And I have to beat her out of him if I want to. As Naruto stops, as Kakashi's like, oh, got one emo, got an idiot. Well, Naruto hasn't finished. Well, my hobbies is hanging out with my girlfriend Tina. Training. Beating up emos. My dislike are perverts who love using dojutsus for their own use. As Kakashi does, as my other dislikes are knuckleheaded idiots who only seek vengeance. My biggest dislikes is a certain pink-haired billboard head who looks my most hated people are people who never train and only focus on fonding and putting someone on a pedestal who doesn't even care about them but just trying to use them to use power. Talking about Sakura. Sakura's like, hey, what, Pinky? What? You're the little girl who literally does not train out of the whole group. Any single person can destroy you, including Ino. Naruto exclaims, yeah, Naruto actually taught Ino a few things, making her a bit powerful. So, yeah. As Sakura then says, I'm Sakura, and plus I know Sasuke loves me. It's like, yeah, that's sad, that's tough. If you really love your Sasuke, then how come he hasn't come to you? Like, isn't it not true that he might have come to you when you show a certain type of love and affection? As Sakura stops as she's glaring at Naruto, as this is when I'm gonna end the video. Peace.